So whether you're rich, poor, or somewhere in between, managing money is a part of life, and establishing a budget can give you peace of mind, security, and maybe even prevent a few gray hairs. Over the next 5 to 7 minutes, you'll hear 4 simple but life-changing rules from Stephen, who is giving his third speech with Toastmasters. Stephen's speech is entitled, Who Needs a Budget? You need a budget. Without further ado, let's welcome Stephen to the stage.
For me, 2015 was an extraordinary year, packed full of important events and decisions. In January, I met the woman who would become my wife. In April, I applied to become a professional engineer, which Joseph referred to a minute ago. In May, I agreed to purchase my first home, and in October, Candace and I married. By the end of the year, Candace and I had joined bank accounts, and for better or for worse, what was mine was now hers, and what was hers was now mine. And good thing too, because that house down payment was no small thing. So with all of the changes that year, the number of bills that I had ballooned from 3 or 4 a month to over 10. And suddenly, managing our money and our expenses became a high priority. Now the problem was, neither Candace nor I were great at budgeting. Being the spreadsheet geek that I am, being an engineer and all, I had been tracking my expenses for years. However, when it came to budgeting, I really struggled with that. It was easy to set values to different categories, to set out a budget to start with, but almost impossible to track and to keep up with through the month. Fortunately for Candace and I, we found an amazing tool called You Need a Budget, or YNAB for short. YNAB is a comprehensive web-based interface that you can access from a desktop computer or laptop, but it also has a companion app that you can download for your mobile device, which allows you to enter transactions as they occur. So when you get past the checkout at the grocery store, you can enter that transaction and keep your budget up to date. But YNAB is more than just an app, it's more than just technology. It is a method. And today, I would like to share with you 4 simple rules that can help you to take control of your financial well-being. Rule number 1 is to give every dollar a job. In other words, don't let your dollars or don't let your money wander around aimlessly without a job and without purpose. Each time you receive a paycheck, determine where each dollar is needed. Prioritize your money by assigning it to categories that reflect what is important to you. So for example, if you're human, you have certain needs like you need to eat, you need to drink, you need a place to stay. So categories like your groceries, your water bill, and your mortgage are going to take precedence over other less important categories like going to see the latest Avengers movie or going to the corner store to buy a lotto ticket. And your budget allows you to set these priorities. You take your hard-earned cash and you put it into those more important categories first, and into the less important categories after if you still have money remaining. Now once your dollars are meaningfully employed, then stick to your plan. Second rule with YNAB is to embrace your true expenses. And I don't mean just know what they are, but I mean really embrace them. And how do you do this? Well, you take those larger, less frequent expenses that would otherwise wreak havoc on your budget, and you break them into smaller monthly bills. So for example, you might have an unexpected car repair or a dental repair, like maybe a root canal, or maybe it's just breaking Christmas expenses up into monthly, manageable monthly bills, so that way you still have money come New Year. In any case, embracing your true expenses allows you to know what your real expenses are each month, and not just, and that way you don't have the highs and lows that you otherwise would have. For example, our gas bill is pretty low during the summer. Right now it's pretty nice, and not having the carbon tax is also kind of nice. But some months our bill is quite high, and one that sticks out in my mind came earlier this year. I like to call it Frigid February. Still brings chills remembering that month. And our gas bill was astronomical. Well, to remove the shock of that bill, what Candace and I do is each month we set aside the average amount that we pay for heat over the last 12 months. Now with the money budgeted in advance, it makes paying that astronomical frigid February bill kind of boring. But you know, we were still warm and cozy, and we knew we'd be okay because we had already budgeted that money. Now, sometimes life throws a jab, a hook, or an uppercut at our carefully crafted budget. And this is where a lot of people give up on budgeting. They get frustrated with how rigid a budget seems and with the restrictions that it seems to place on them. But not with YNAB. Rule number 3 is to roll with the punches. And the key to rule number 3 is flexibility. When an unexpected expense occurs, which it will, and you overspend in one category, you simply take surplus money from another category and cover that overspending with it. For example, imagine that your in-laws call and they tell you, hey, we're heading out, we're hoping we could stay with you. So you let them stay with you, but they also bring their 5 teenage grandsons, and they eat you out of house and home while they're staying with you. Well, obviously, you overspend in your grocery category, in your grocery budget. Well, no sweat. Because you're budgeting, you know you have surplus funds in other categories that you can cover your spending with. Now remember, you are in charge of your money, your budget's not set in stone, and your plan can change as circumstances change. Now some things, like cheese, and like some of our more distinguished Toastmasters, get better with age. And money is no different. Rule number 4 is to age your money. The aim is to eliminate the stress of living paycheck to paycheck by only spending money that is over 30 days old, or that's been in your account for over 30 days. The idea is to pay for this month's expenses using last month's paycheck. Now, getting to the point where last month's pay is just sitting around waiting to do its job doesn't happen overnight. But if you're purposeful in your spending so that you can consistently spend less than what you earn, then your money will pile on more years than Methuselah. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But the age of your money will grow, and your money-related stress will diminish. So in summary, the 4 rules of YNAB are: 1. Give every dollar a job. 2. Embrace your true expenses. 3. Roll with the punches. And 4. Age your money. Having a budget that works for you will free you from the stress that comes from living on the financial edge and allow you to have the freedom to focus on your priorities, your goals, and your dreams. To conclude, I'd like to leave you with a humorous quote, and I forgot my prop that I had last time, but it's a quote from Will Rogers. The quickest way to double your money is to fold it back over and put it back in your pocket. Thank you.